Yay! Hello! My name is Chris Farrow. Welcome to my channel where today I will be doing a live recap of last Sunday's episode of 90 Day Fiancé Happily Ever After. We're in season 5 and this was episode 14, To Love and Obey. Because why? There was lots of weddings. The weddings happened. We had many different weddings, like a buffet, different tastes, honey. And one taste that I certainly enjoy that we're going to discuss is the Byzantine with a crowning ceremony. You saw them process around that altar. I won't scream, but I mean, like, low-key, I just have like a fascination with that, and we'll be talking about it. So if you have never joined me, it's weird. Hi, welcome. Did you get here? I don't know, but thank you for joining. I do pop culture recaps and stuff like that, and we talk about this crazy-ass show, 90 Day Fiancé. I'm going to go through all of my notes, and there is plenty. If you really want to say something, like, up front, like, you want me to, like, talk about it, or what, God bless, you want me to do, you're welcome to super chat me. And then it will happen right away. I'll be like, oh my God. And however, you absolutely don't have to. However, yay, super chat. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. You're so sweet. Maria, I love you. Thank you so much. So that's really, really nice and hype. I get it. It's like a little emoji. And the other thing I was going to say, which she also did, is if you wouldn't mind thumbs up this video right away. It's like putting the lights on in a room. You know, honey, like you walk in a room, it's like dark. Like, what's happening? Like, like just, oh, there, you can see. And here's the thing. If you hate this video, you can always change it. You can always thumbs down it. However, if you can't find the thumbs down or the thumbs up and you're watching on a mobile device, you might have to exit. Okay, that's enough of that. Hi, how are you? What's happening? I miss you guys. I'm so happy you guys are here. Thank you to all my moderators in the room. Yay! Hello! Yeah, no, this is all happening right now. It's a weird time. It's like a Friday. So my personal goal is to see you hit up to 10K subs. Come on, Pete, let's sew it up. That's so funny you should say that. That's my personal goal too. I was like, I wonder if in coronavirus I could get my Instagram and my YouTube to be like 10K each. That would be hot. So if you know anyone that likes people like me, I don't know, send them this, I have like weird people that like me. I'm just kidding. No, your friends would be, I guess, like you, and you like me, so that makes sense. I don't know. You do you, and I'll do me, which is talking about this crazy ass show. And I loved this episode, by the way. Like, I was really into it. Like, first of all, I love a wedding anyway. I watch Bridezillas and like the dress show, Say Yes to the Dress, and like, you remember old school, like A Wedding Story and A Baby Story, which used to be on TLC? That's old school. I watched that. I love wedding shit. I wish I didn't like wedding shit so much. Love wedding shit. So by the way, I will talk about this, but we'll talk about it later. I'll talk about Libby and Andre first. I like following a lot of like Instagram wedding things, and there's this like Instagram account that's called @Lebanese Weddings, and it's one of the most like it is completely over the top ridiculousness. Like, if these white people thought that this Moldovan wedding was a show, you don't. Yeah, no, it was nice. It was absolutely nice, but is it a show? I don't know if it's a show. Like, what could have been? By the way, I have a lot of thoughts because I feel like, okay, we won't get into it. You just can't get mad at someone for like spending money that you think that they should, like, that you gave them the money. Also, you knew this was going to happen. Okay. So it's just like, it's the first couple of shots are of the Airbnb this Libby's family has gotten in Moldova. But every time they show it, it is like somewhat shocking how like over the top nice it is. It's like very upscale, like marble and windows. Like every time they showed it, I'm like, what is this place? Like, if this place was like in Miami or something like that, I'd be like $10 million, So but I'm sure things are not that expensive in Moldova, which is another reason why I feel like they're big to do over how this wedding was too nice. I'm like, it is a very nice wedding, but like, there's a whole package. This is at a place. This is also in Moldova. There is no way this wedding was more expensive than other people's weddings. You know what I'm saying? Like in America, like all these rich ass, blonde ass kids you had, like of like these country clubs and like, okay. You know what I'm saying though? And that's what, okay. It makes me upset, but we will talk about it. So Libby gets her makeup done by her sister. You know, I'm just like watching that like hardcore, like what's happening. She does give her some contour. It's like an auburn contour and like a eye makeup. And, you know, I think she does like a different makeup situation for her later on reception portion where she gets into her American garb. And that felt like professionally done. This one, yeah, feels like a little like nice, but then she decides to put like that hardcore red lip, which I guess also like matches, you know, the rather traditional garb of the Moldovan people. So I was, you know, interesting because it feels so like rustic, that garb, to have in such a very over the top church, you know, and this church looks like the churches that I grew up in. So this is like an Orthodox church. And this is like so ridiculous, you know, the inserts and the weird like branches of Christianity over, you know, the years that we've been just humans walking around is like, you know, a whole historical thing in a tree, if you will. So like the Orthodox split from the Catholic Church in like 1042, and this is like some Orthodox peeps that live in like Eastern Europe, and it's very akin to like the Antiochian Orthodox, which is like all in the Middle East and like Levant area where I'm from. I'm from a branch of Catholics that like initially went Orthodox and then went back to papal rule, like are full on Catholics, but like kept basically the same Byzantine Orthodox like ceremony as a kid, you know, so it's like Maronite or Melkite. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. My whole point is it looks the exact same from like the circle, beautiful dome that's like all, marble, I'm sorry, no, not marble, stones work and like tile work. It's just so gorgeous. And the altar looks the exact same with all of that gold and all of that incense and all of the iconic like icons. And, you know, there's a lot of like, of course, dogma and doctrine between like Christians, especially like in America, like whether like icons should be worshipped or whatever. And, you know, it's just interesting, you know, like, but yeah, that's what that church looks like, honey. Oh, I loved it so much. I was like, ee. And then so yeah, the crowning ceremony happens, tee, where like they have crowns, but like that's, you know, I knew that she had that like flower crown, and then like that was nice of, you know, his like brother to like hold that crown, honey, just follow her around because she couldn't put on her head. Oh, Kiki Lee, can't believe you saw my comment on TikTok. Oh, that was you! Yes, honey. I absolutely did. Thank you so much. Randomly besides like 90 Day Fiancé, this weird thing happened where I talked about Ellen this summer, and then like that story got picked up, and so people on TikTok like saw me on Inside Edition, and then like that TikTok like got eyes or whatever, and people tagged me. Anyway, hee hee hee, hoo hoo hoo. I appreciate you. Thank you for so much for like also giving me a super chat to tell me that. So nice. So in this crowning ceremony, I love you so much. In the crowning ceremony, yeah, like they walk around, honey. She can't put the gold thing on. That's, you know, the brother like wears it for her. You know, God bless, God bless. So then they go to their real ceremony, or their real reception, and like they get to have like their Moldovan reception in American garb, and she looks great. I really loved her dress. Like I'm super into lace. Like I love lace. I love that veil that's like more traditional. I mean, I'm into it. And this is my, you know what I'm saying? I'm just, you know, yeah, okay. So here's the thing. Libby's brother gets way too drunk seas, and someone should have just like sent him home. But they're on a show. So they keep him. And don't worry, like they give him a mic. And just let him talk. And when he's talking and he shouldn't be saying what he's saying, does anyone say no or take the mic away from him? No, they just like watch him. That dad just watches him. Like, and the weird thing is, at first I felt like the dad liked the reception, which was just like a show with some dancers. Like these are Moldovan dancers. Like you're not paying them that much. I just can't imagine, you know, like there's no fireworks at this wedding, you know, like they're that rich. You know how expensive their place was probably in comparison. I don't know. Like it's just weird. And I felt, that was my opinion of it. And the drunk brother, I think, is just trashy and classless, and like I don't understand the need like to show that and have that happen for your family, like whether unless you honestly have no like awareness of how bad you look and or you want to spin off and or you want a spinoff. I love the fact that like Andre's people call him fat and like or like you're fat like Libby's dad. I mean, here's the thing. In every other time, it'd be like, oh, that's body shaming, that's bad. But at the same time, I mean, to watch that man like let his drunk, horrible son say those things in front of his daughter on her wedding day, like whatever you think about Andre, this is still your daughter. You're allowing this to happen, and I feel like the politics of that family is like feels like somewhat succession-y. Did I already say that already? That's how I feel. I love that baby, by the way. Their baby is so cute. Um, I love the idea also of Andre having to tell them, like, before the ceremony happens, like, "Be quiet in there," and, like, that drunk ass brother is like, "Why is it so serious?" And Andre's like, "Because it's a church." Like, even from there, like, before this reception happened, it's like I think it's gross. Spin off, honey. That's why they're, like, aiming for that, Family Day Chantel. Ugh, I think it was just, like, gross. I guess I'm happy they didn't do it in the church, but, like, at the same time, like, if they had ruined that crowning ceremony, if that drunk brother had gotten up or something like that, I would have, like, thrown my phone at the TV with it broken. I can't do it. Okay, let's talk about Kalani and Asuelu. So some of these opening shots of Utah are so gorgeous because like I got to see it in southern Utah, and the Utah is crazy beautiful. Like I love where they live, and I kind of want to live there. And like I think that some of you have reached out, like telling me that you live there on my Instagram and stuff like that. I'm like, where are the places I can live? I don't want to live in Parowan, which is where Mary's mom and her have that Lizzie's Heritage Inn B&B if you are a Sister Wives fan, which by the way I saw, which I did go to, but I can't live in that town. But if you want to see that, that's on my YouTube. What's the fancy part of like Utah? Southern Utah. Okay. So Asuelo gets his mom and his like sister, the one that doesn't really talk that much, and they go, not Tammy, and they go like to a hotel, and Tammy's gonna come in later. And Asuelo's mom was like, "Well, is Kalani?" And Asuelo's like, "Not here." I had like waiting at an airport with like two small kids under two and me. Where would you? First of all, where am I gonna fit you guys? And you're all your luggage. No. And so his mom was like, "Is she still mad?" And he should just be like, "What do you? Yes, you ruined. Yes, I almost like have to get divorced because of you. We're gonna talk about it." She's like, "You put your wife first in your mind," and that's why like she feels like Asuelu should divorce Kalani, and it's just such an interesting cultural thing. Yeah, your wife and your kids. It's not just your wife; it's your kids too. It's like, you're a great mom, but you have like a bunch of other kids. I have kids, two, under two, honey, and this woman, wife, that gave birth to them. So yeah. I wonder, yeah, like, is Samoan culture that you never like have a commitment to your wife? Like you're always your mom's child? I wish I had like a sub here that was like Samoan that could really like give us like, you know, some 4-on-1 because it feels like that can't be right, right? You can't just like have to give up your own kids that are like under two. Is this all like planted by the producers? You know? Um, so his mom says that she thinks that if Kalani thinks that Asuelu will divorce her, honey, then she will be scared and she'll become a good wife to him. And it's like, no, she's just gonna divorce him and be able to like get child support from him. He's gonna come like have to move back to Samoa. And you're gonna get 25 cents, $1,000. I'd love to see him make $1,000 since I'll be able to send it to you. Oh, God bless. Like that's your rationale of like what could happen is not the best. Um, anyway, so they go all meet with the family, Kalani's family, at the Black Bear Diner, honey, in Southern Utah. Doesn't it look great? Oh, we need things on the diner menu. I should have looked it up. Like, I feel like it's like hash browns, like shredded potatoes, hash browns, not those country fried potatoes. And not even like I hope it's not the patties. Like, I hope it's like, and it's like on the griddle, super oily. Oh my God, so crispy. It's lunchtime there though. So like, maybe they just got like some pastas, some sandwiches. Ugh, but I'm so hungry. So at one point, I'll just say this. Kalani walks in and the hostess is like, how many? And Kalani's like, well, 3 right now. And she just meets her parents. She had like all these goddamn kids. And then the server's like, whatever, like the hostess is like, okay, come this way. And it's like, where? To like this magical table that will fit the number of people like you just won't tell me, but are gonna come to this restaurant, honey. We'll see. But like, it's already set up in the producers, which is so awkward. And I feel bad for Azuelo. He's in the middle, honey. But here's the thing. Kalani, when this meal starts, is like so happy because she finally has her daddy here. We're gonna have daddy time with Azuelo's mom. Like, I've been waiting for this, and so are we. This is like the knockout of the century. Like, you can take your what's that Irish guy's name? Conor McGregor. Ronda Rousey. Rousey. Whatever, your Mayweather. Uh-huh. Mayfeather? Honey, Jesus, I am not good at like fighters, obviously. I think it's a little barbaric. But God bless, I know people are into it. Anyway, my whole point of the story is I'm very into this like 2-on-2 punt situation. Like Kalani, her dad, against Asuelu and his mom. And like Tammy. There's actually 3 on that side. I forgot about Tammy. Also, so here's the thing. I will say this though, like Kalani's dad ends up not being that like intense with her. Like he kind of like at one point you think is gonna like fully take their side and is just like awkward and like soft. And I feel like, ooh, Asuelu's mom has more power than I thought. Because instead of like him being like, that's crazy what you're saying, he's like, well, Samoan culture and American culture is different. We should have known this. And it's like, okay. So is he also supposed to like never cut the tie from his mom and always like put her first? Are you gonna talk about that too? Like, please lay it all out. I need a blackboard, honey. I need to like know about the Samoan culture. Um, so Tammy is straight up like, I'm not gonna apologize. I was just I don't care like what you do, like you're crying, you're dying, you send money, and then the daddy situation's about to talk, and Kalani's like, I just feel like it's so funny because she was like, I was disrespected, like, say in front of my daddy. And the daddy's like, I don't think they knew what they were getting into. And like, I don't know, it just wasn't as like a knockout as I thought it was going to be. Like, I feel like Asuelu's mom kind of won. She kind of just got to say what she wanted to say. But she did kind of at the end acquiesce, like, well, we're seeing things differently, and I guess I have to accept what you say. And just like Asuelu sits there in his like matching Hawaiian shirt, honey, with his like kid, just like really hitting that Polynesian situation, hitting that Samoan culture as hard as Tammy and the mom is, of like nailing down where they're from and what's happening. So Tammy wants him to get divorced. Honey, we're gonna move on to Larissa. So Larissa has her surgery day and he has to go there without any makeup on or a bra. God bless. But she's a natural beauty. And he really got to see her without makeup, her like cheek fillers. And they are just intense. Like cheek fillers can be intense. And like, no, hers are intense. Like you can like see when I don't know, like you go back in the car, you see when she turns her head to this angle and you see her eye, you can see the filler. Like it's almost like it starts here. You guys know what I'm talking about? Did you see what I'm talking about? Like you have to like hit it from like ha 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 ha, where you can like see the profile of the filler. And I want to be like, kind of like, I want to like dough it around, kind of like push them, like take some out, and then just like it's the I don't know what it is. Like I don't think that anyone else, and if you do, either A, know what I'm talking about, and I'm about to say next, or B, if it bothers you, tell me. It's when there is so much filler that like you can see how far away their eye is from where like their skin is. Like some people's like temples are like this now, where like that would be all skin. Anyway, it's very intense for me to look at sometimes. I'm just like I can't stop staring at it. It's like distracting, I would say the least. Okay, so she's gonna go do this thing, and Eric is just like doing the most Eric, like Eric makes this whole day about him, honey. He's like, "This is my first time doing surgery, and it's not really about me, but it is about me because the one thing I realized it's not about like so much the person in surgery is the emotional situation for the person just watching it happen from the waiting room until he sneaks into the back." Ugh, I don't like Eric. I don't know where she got him from. He's like a two-bit, Las Vegas Boulevard actor. Oh my God, Candy D, thank you so much for that super chat. So glad I caught you live. So glad, yeah, me too, honey. I'm right here. Thank you so much. That's so sweet, Candy D. Thank you. That's really lovely, and I appreciate you. Yeah. So yeah, like he is just too much all the time, too much, right? Like I can't deal. I don't know how you guys can. Like he is just like talks with his hands too much, like always to camera as if like he is taking us through each decimal and each like whatever thought pattern and also concept he's having. Like I'm like, fine, I speak English, I can see you, like, like I could do less of this. And even if I didn't speak English or couldn't, whatever, like they'll do subtitles. We don't need you to like, honey, are you a stewardess in front of a plane? Like like a flight attendant? Like, am I gonna like see where the exit row is? He's just so fake. It's very fake. It's put on. It's like artifice. That's what I'm gonna say. Like all of that. I want to make sure like that's what it is. It's just like, whoa. Larissa's so intense too. Like that's what she, I guess, can get for what she wants, which is some sort of storyline in order for her to like have her own weird spin-off story of this happily ever after. Isn't that so interesting? Okay, so but she thinks, like he's great, I guess, and I guess she got him to pay for this or what, but really it was just free from the doctor because she told everyone who the doctor was. So let's be real about also that. But however, to Larissa's credit, whoever her booking agent is, this doctor has a very nice lobby area. Looks very fancy. Looks very expensive. So, okay. He goes in, honey. She gets in. He's going in. He like is very intense about making us all know that like he is making that areola smaller. And I'm just going to say this for my ladies in the room or my gents, like anyone who has an opinion, which is like, why is the whole thing about having like these huge ass boobs with these like dee 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 areolas? Like not nary any room, like it's an areola nipple. How can you can't even have both? As someone who has like, you know what I'm saying, like naturally large, like bajoons, like A, that's not natural. And maybe that's the answer because she doesn't want natural. Yeah, she just wants like not natural. So it's not just like overly big for her, just as artificial looking as possible. Okay, well, I answered my own question. But the answer is like, yeah, like definitely like anti-areola. Yeah. And like pink areolas. They're big. Not like balonies, but like salamis. Like she wants like pepperonis. I have salamis and the joke is balonies, right? And you all know what that means. Do smaller areolas maybe make the boobs look even bigger in comparison? That's a great, yeah, maybe that's it. I don't know. Okay, so at one point also, like, do you guys like the fact where like Eric was like, Larissa told me this was an investment in our relationship. And I want to be like, how? Exactly how? Is that like an investment in your relationship because she's gonna be able to make more money on things because she'll look hotter, then like that'll be better for you, or she'll pay you back with the interest that you whatever, like, or is it just like, or she'll look hotter and she'll feel better and you'll have better sex, even though I can't imagine that you're gonna, whatever. Maybe what, like what, how is it an investment? Only because I just want to be able to know, and if that really works, to tell people, like, okay, can you tell me how you did that? Like, what and how you did that? Okay. Um, so I didn't feel like I needed a lot of the graphic scenes we got. I remember getting, and you guys tell me wrong, like any sort of like warning, like, we're gonna get some surgery shots, and we got some, and I was like, whoa, la la la, keep that to yourself. I again did not enjoy Eric fake spiraling and then having to go outside and getting him, like, and then be like, we can't have him back here, and him just like standing back there still for all this. Eric, go outside the exit door. That way, if a nurse yells at you, you use your feetsies and you go wait outside or in that beautiful lobby. There's probably like a snack machine, Eric. You're fine, Eric. You're good. You're great. I love you guys. Then we have to get more of what happens, which is like she wakes up, honey, like, like is very groggy. That's fine. She like can barely walk, honey. She's in that car. He brings her back to the place. Like he is like talking too much, which like I have been telling you he's doing too much. And now Larissa is just like out of her fucking mind on pain pills and like are in pain. And he's just like, okay, honey, we're going to walk you through this room to our bed. We're going to lay you down. And she's like, Eric, I know, just be quiet. She just wants to like pass that goddamn out. And then even when she's like laying in bed, like about to pass out, he like gets these papers out, like throws it on the bed and like calls up very loudly the nurse to be like, can I give her a pain pill now? And she's like, yes. You can also like have that conversation in the next room. Like Larissa needs to sleep. Ugh, you're so, ugh. I mean, what she had to pay for to like have this guy in her life, honey, is the worst possible surgery, like friend. Like I would just be like, I'm gonna kill him. And I feel like here's the thing. If I killed him during this time, would I not get off? Because of the anesthesia. I would have been like, I did not know. I didn't know. And if Larissa did it, she wouldn't have to pay him back. Maybe she would get deported because she already had all those issues. Am I real sinister for thinking about the fact that like, yeah, you could kill him right there and then like get off of anesthesia? Like just be like, I had an adverse reaction to the anesthesia, I guess. I blacked out. I remember killing him. Anyway, okay, well, that's horrible. Anyway, I'll wait for you guys to tell me how horrible I am. Just like, by the way, if you're watching this back and you agree with me, that's like, either a gross or great idea, just give me like a stab sign, like a stab emoji. But yeah, you have to see him like cook her soup and then he's like trying to like feed her soup. Honey, she's passed out. He's like, you want some soup? She's like, I mean, Angela and Michael. Okay, Angela in all her glory. She has her gown on. She has her green bra showing. She has her crown, and she has Elsa hair, like an Elsa hair extension. Like it is a pony hair. I mean, like it's a bun hair. I mean, like no, I guess it's a pony hair extension. And it's white blonde. It is a platinum, and she is there with her tattoo. And I love this wedding. Michael's, like Lydia's there and she has good like ad libs. I feel like Lydia has been a really great addition to this situation because Lydia gets to have like a strong female viewpoint besides Angela and it's not like bad because Angela's relationship with Michael's mom is not bad because it's good. So they don't have to fight. But we get to hear like Lydia be like, well, it's not a Nigerian thing. I cannot do a Nigerian accent. So I'm so sorry I even tried. But you know what I'm saying? So I'm happy for Lydia's like confessionals and such. We also got to see Michael call Angela beautiful, sexy, young, and adorable as she walked down the aisle. You know, that's going to get him a lot of brownie points. We've had so many sound bites of him calling her like his elder, you know, where she like, I'm not your elder, Michael. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hope Sean Robinson like plays back the soundbite of Michael being like, she was beautiful, sexy, young, adorable, walking down that aisle. Michael and Angela could be like, oh, Michael, you know, whatever. We also found out. I mean, maybe I knew this, but I just didn't think about it. That Michael's like actual name is Kendi Alasami. And they have a cute moment at the end when they have to like say they're gonna love and obey each other, where Angela like can't say obey. Now I'm gonna be realsies with you. Did you not love this wedding? I enjoyed it so much. I enjoyed watching it. I had a smile on my face so hugely during the whole Angela and Michael wedding situation. I loved it. I was super into it. I cried. Okay, that's what I'm going to say. I cried. I wasn't going to say it, but you pulled it out of me. I cried. Did you? I need to know if you cried. Also, if you haven't liked this video yet, can you give it a little thumbs up, a little dee tweetsies? Oh, look, she's talking about this show I like. And she's a bit of grease in her hair. So I will, like this video so that more people see it. Maybe she can buy some dry shampoo. I really just I can't get over their joy, Angela's joy and her laugh sometimes, and watching Michael sincerely love it. He it's too much, and just there is too much horribleness in this world, and fear, and struggle and anger, and oh, thank you so much for that super chat. Yay, Mickey, you're here too. But you've already given me super chat, so no more from you. But thank you so much. I appreciate it. I just to watch her be happy is counteracting all of the other BS, right? I mean, not all of it. I'm not a crazy person. We still have COVID in this world, and politics in America is upside down. But for this brief moment to watch her laugh wholeheartedly, and him just take it in, makes me so happy. I do kind of wish she would take a step back from making him feel embarrassed over the sex stuff, because even though I do want to hear it, I wish she'd give it to us in a secret confessional he doesn't see, or I don't know, or not, or whatever, respect him. But she keeps doing it in front of him where he gets embarrassed over the sex stuff, and it's oh, poor thing. Oh, Angela, I'm shy, Michael, okay, so anyway, this of course what happened is keep playing with them. So of course the wedding is nice. I'll keep going through this, and everything is great, and he showers her with money in this dance. Super cute, it's sweet, it's fun, and she's she's yes, make it rain on me, Michael, dee. I love it. And JoJo's one of the happiest days of Angela's life. Oh my God. And yes, of course I saw there's on top of the wedding cake, the bride and groom were both people of color, and I saw Wimby being should have Angela gotten jealously upset about that, which I thought was funny. She'd be but I just, Angel's fake hair was very intense, but I got over it, I guess. The next morning it was still there. So I had to swallow that, it was JoJo's last day, JoJo was just very into being there for her sissy and her sissy's wedding, and sissy this and sissy's that, but before she leaves, she's going to have a weird, green card conversation with Michael, which I thought was honestly disrespectful. Because if that had happened, every time that Angela has not enjoyed a conversation with Michael's friends, she's always stand up for me, blah, blah, blah. Michael does a good job, and I feel this was unnecessary. But God bless. She, I guess, did them a favor by coming and watching this. So Michael, I enjoy this, and then Angela and him are like having their first like and day being a married couple, and they drink a little bit, and Angela's like so horny, and then she's just like, I didn't wear no underwear. We can play on the way home. It's gonna be fun. I got some whipped cream for it. Get ready. I mean, were you? It is joy. What she brings me is like, I know that she can be horrible in some places and like, she's the trashiest sometimes, but watching and hearing her like with happiness in her voice gives me happiness, which I guess is very human. But I mean, like she just does it for me. I love it. Colleen's here. Yay, I have so many moderators in the room. That makes me happy. Wait, I just saw something, and we're not talking about what this is, but did Ruth Bader Ginsburg die? Nikki? Nicole? No! Is that what you guys are saying? I just saw that. Oh, God. Damn it. Ooh. Oh, my God. Oh. Okay. Woo! Okay, I have to. I mean, it's like, what? It's like, oh, this is like okay. God bless live. Okay, I'm sure my phone's blowing up, and I have do not disturb on my computer, so I am gonna like keep talking about the show. Okay, I'm gonna keep talking about this show. Obviously, okay, but I mean, my God, I mean, how, okay, I'm gonna keep talking about this show, but I just like watched like Mrs. America, which was like this Amazon, it was an Amazon show with Kate Blanchett. It's really, really great. Ruth Bader Ginsburg is a monumental figure for females in America. I cannot believe she's gone. Fuck. I just like, what an amazing woman that accomplished so much. Little small woman who just like so strong. I mean, obviously she was. Oh my God. Okay. Okay, and I'm back. But RIP. Okay, so Angela, honey. I just like, okay, so I just realized I put a bunch of like my notes for Libby and Andre that makes no sense. Okay, so Paul and Karini. So Paul is like now getting into the car, honey, to take them to Brazil, and he like almost sits on something, something's in his butt. He needs help getting it out of his butt, honey. Like Paul is a little mess getting from like point A to like point less capital A, not even B. You know what I'm saying? Like, so he's in the airport, doesn't know where the passport is, like Karini's there with Pierre, like then God bless, Paul's mom just shows up and she's like, you wait for me, and like, oh, yeah, okay. And I feel bad because this is a sad situation because she doesn't want Pierre to go, and he's so cute now. And it's so interesting because babies grow so fast like at a certain age. Like they just this is what it's like. I haven't had a baby, but like, this is what it looks like from an audience view. You have a baby who's like brand new, and that baby feels like brand newish to like couple months oldish to like 6 months or something, and then Pierre suddenly is like a toddler, like like he's about to walk. I don't know, but like he looks like a normal baby now. You know what I'm saying? And not just like an old person, like an old shriveled man. So my whole point in this is like Karini, you can really see her face with what looks like Paul's coloring, but like Karini's eyes, like that blonde hair, and like he's so cute, and like they don't want him to leave, but like they can't give him they can't give Paul more money. He's just gonna waste it. He's just not good. He's just like, he needs help, honey. Like he's not, he has some issues, and side note is, I think there's some California law that is trying to, or that is getting passed maybe, that says that if someone in jail does fire work while you're not jail, prison, while you're in prison, as part of your like work program, or like skill building, that those people can then get paid to be firefighters once they're out, giving people that obviously have records like Paul, not that I think he should be a firefighter, but like direct access to being able to like make money and thus being able to live, and therefore like hopefully not going back to prison or whatever. And there's got to be other options for someone who maybe isn't like that physical. Can you imagine? Could you imagine Paul being a firefighter? But also, like, as in California is gripping in fires right now, it's just like an interesting thing about like how we can maybe like transition some people that are in prison to like a meaningful work that they have like skills to do. Anyway, I totally forgot that Paul was convicted of arson. You're right. So not for him, not for him. But I'm just saying that maybe we could find something. Maybe like nerdy. Just what's a nerdy thing? Like D&D stuff. I don't know. There's probably a lot of people who know D&D stuff. By the way, side note, I have a friend that makes like a bunch of money playing D&D live. That's crazy. I didn't even know about this, but it's a whole subculture. Coding. You're right. Okay, so Creedy's so excited to go back, like she is in it to win it. And like, like Paul's mom was just like, okay, bye. Get a hold of me. Breathe, Paul. Don't freak out, Paul. Bro. But Paul, call me all the time and tell me where you are. And Paul's just like, okay, like, ugh, God bless. Okay, we're gonna move on to Colt. Honey, Colty has been working out. And we saw him working with a personal trainer in like a virtual situation at one point. So like, he has this been like consecutive storyline. And if you've seen Cole now, he has lost weight, like for sure. I don't know why I didn't say this. He has lost weight, like, is it like, oh my God, like it's like, oh shit. Yeah. And okay, it isn't, oh shit. It's more like, oh yeah, I can see it. And then, like, if he keeps going over, it'll be like, oh shit, like, but we see the beginning stages of this. And like the editors, like, are like giving him a little shit because they put on this like beast style rock music. It's like, yeah, like, and he's just like kind of fumbling a little bit. He does a bunch of different workouts. We see like a couple of like movements and like maybe like 3 reps of basically what looks like, and I don't mean to be rude, but like normal kids on a playground. It is on a playground. So it's like he plays like a version of hopscotch. But what happens is it's all too much, honey, like, and he throws up. Which seemed, but then, okay, that seems weird just from what we saw because he wasn't doing it that hard. You know what I'm saying? But then I thought, well, is this like in the Las Vegas heat? And is that a good idea? Was he not dehydrated, or was he not hydrated enough? Because Las Vegas obviously can get really, really hot. Like, and then I was like, why? Oh, because he's working out outdoors. Is it already COVID? I forgot when COVID happens. COVID hasn't happened yet in this world, has it? Isn't that a weird question to ask? Okay. Yeah, where we are in 90 Day Fiancé, this world has not experienced COVID yet. This feels very like Terminator, right? Or something. Like in the month January, and I don't know when this was filmed. So yeah, he throws up, bombs, if you will, barfs. You can say whatever you want. It's gross. And I'm just from honestly hopscotching. I couldn't believe it. And then his friend comes, Steve, who's like a year old in the sense of like his friendship. He's not a year old. He's probably like 42 or whatever. And he's hot. I was into Steve. Steve is like also an actor, I feel like, hired off Las Vegas Boulevard. But Steve also is giving us like life coach. he just is like, "What were you doing, man?" Like Cole's like wiping the barf off him. He's like, "No, I'm just working out." He's like, "Oh, you're doing these like arm dips." And he's like, "Let's do it again." Like the guy just like is so excited to like show Colt off by just like holding him like a goddamn gymnast, like his whole body weight just like perched. "How's this for you, dude?" You know, Colt's like, eh. Um, I see you guys talking about his OnlyFans. We can talk about it after this. We're almost done. He's my last guy. So yeah, like this guy is meant to be like, I'm gonna give Colt some direction. Like, what have you been doing? And Colt's like drinking. And dude's like, okay, let's replace that drinking with meditating. And Colt's like, oh. And then to like illustrate meditating, they just have Colty like count to 10. But it's supposed to be revolutionary. Okay. And like obviously we're gonna get into like Debbie like having to take a step back from his life, but how he has to be the one that draws the boundary, and like that's where we are with that one. But yeah, Colty has an OnlyFans. Can you just like and yeah, like it's pictures of him taking is like with a whipped cream, like varsity blues-esque bikini, but like, and so does Larissa. Larissa has an OnlyFans too. Have you seen that? If you want to, there are videos, that's the English, on YouTube of people like being like, I bought Colty's OnlyFans, so you don't have to, which by the way is a great YouTube like video idea, and I should have done that, but I didn't. Also because I don't want to pay Colty for his OnlyFans. Like I can't even have anyone see that like I would do that. My name. Oh, so absolutely not. So yeah, I do think it's interesting, you know. Uh, that's where we are, guys. That was that episode. I was just like so grossed out by like Libby's family and it's just wanton display of trash. And I did like Libby's sister's outfit for the wedding. Also, just like side note, I forgot this part and I saw it later, was that like, did you see the part where Libby's mom, like, she probably might have had like a couple of drinks, was like at the wedding, and she was like, yeah, when I got here, I thought it was gonna be a bunch of poor people and poverty, but I got to this wedding and it's so rich looking and so thank God, luxurious. I just started crying. I just like watched that and I was like, this this woman. And here's the thing. I don't hate this woman. I like I can't hate this woman. Like truly, I just can't like have the energy to do so or whatever. But it's interesting to watch this woman, and I feel like I know women who are like her, which is that she is just, first of all, completely unaware of how she sounds, based upon the fact that she does not seem to be able to put herself in the audience that she's talking to's shoes. She's on national television. You know what I'm saying? The specific part of like Libby's mom. Um, and there's like that a lack of awareness of how she sounds, as well as this for her like obviously her privilege of being like in the social economic class that she's in the country that she's in. Uh, what I'm assuming a profound amount of like ignorance and fear. And I feel like somewhat pity for her. It's because I view her as being like not worldly or not sophisticated in that way. Like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of like a good word for it. It's not that a snobby word would be like, oh, she's so nouveau riche or something like that, where it's like she's none of these people want to pretend they're so rich, right? But like, what's money if you don't know how to live well? Period. The end. What is money if you don't know how to live well? The only good part about ascertaining any sort of amount of money in this world is the wealth of options you will have to live well, securely, smartly, in comfort easily, whatever, but like live well or whatever. And I think that like one way to live well, I guess, if you have money, is to be cultured and sophisticated and I guess aware of the world in the world, like I guess, and also I guess educated. And maybe just like her lack of education in that way, it makes me feel like she doesn't know how to live. And so what's the point of having money? You're not living well. You're living in all ways like a peasant. If you were to like throw that back, you know, you're a peasant. You don't know how people live. You live in what, a small, small bubble of your world, tiny, tiny. It's not even real. That can be taken away in 1 second. What's the world to you? You see nothing. Your pond is so small. And you're like, yeah, I mean, you're like a goldfish. I mean, if the whole world exists, as oceans exist, and you have the means and you have the wealth and you have the, like the options to do so, and you don't know it, it's just like, doesn't mean anything. So I just, like, I don't know what's real and what's not in this TV world, especially in the 90-day stuff. So it's like, I don't want to get so upset over the way they acted at this wedding reception if it's like, all not supposed to be real. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of energy I'm expending. But just to like prove a point, like if it is real and they really are just gonna act that shittily, it's like they're gonna act that horribly in front of like his family that just like has hosted you all this time, his mom and his dad, his mom who like hosted, you're gonna like let your drunk ass son do that in front of this family? Are you insane? You know? So that, I mean, there's only parts of me that wishes it is fake so that I don't have to feel like that happened. Is this all Family Day Chantel, Family Day goddamn Andre, and we're gonna see them all next season? Why do I need to get so upset over this? But like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, ugh, they're gross. I think they're gross. But I mean, whatever. I think that baby's cute. I think Andre's hot, and that's what I can just take away from that couple, I guess. We didn't see any Tanya or Sinjin, by the way. I mean, obviously, so we don't know what's happening with them. I mean, they're still. I mean, yes, we do. We're just kicking it in South Africa, honey. So I've been going on for 52 minutes. Obviously, I'm done with this episode. Hunter, nice to see you. I'm happy to see you guys. I want to talk to you guys for a little bit, then I'll get you guys go. Chuck is disgusting, is fake AF. I don't think he has the money that they act like they have. Interesting. Yeah, why would he get so upset over this like Moldovan wedding? I think they have to devalue Andre to elevate themselves. Oh, it's so true. I can't stand Libby and Andre. It's like I don't mind them. It's like I hate Libby's family. Hope we don't get a rehash of this bunch next season. We'll see, Mr. C. I think he has some money, but that is too much money for TLC to pay. 7 kids. Where are all the other kids? So many like mugshots in that family, honey. Ugh. Not the mugshots, just that family. Yeah. God, it was hard. That part was hard to watch. What else, guys? I'm happy you guys all agree with me on that family. When are you and Juan doing a live again? I know, we haven't seen each other since that one time we saw each other and then took COVID tests. I actually can't take any more COVID tests because you can only get 3 covered by insurance, and I've already taken my 3. In fact, I've taken 4. But one is, I don't know. She, works a lot, so only storyline I like this season are Angela and Michael. Angela and Michael! I will. Tell Wall we miss her too. I will. I should call. Oh, no, I can't. She at work? Yeah. I wish I could just call her and say hi. I just got to look at my phone. And I have texts about RBG. I love you guys so much. I'm so, I'm sorry I learned about that during this live, and then I just, did not know. She must, yeah, it broke during it. This was the season I stopped watching the shows for Pillow Talk. Oh, interesting. I don't like watching Pillow Talk. I also don't like watching Strikes Back. I can't believe they're still talking about these season. I'm like, who's still talking about it? Like, we're over Ed. Ed who? Agree, Mac. Have you and Wa ever wondered about doing a split screen ever? Mickey, I don't know how to do it. I mean, on Instagram, I know how to do it, but we don't know how to do that on YouTube. I like watching Pillow Talk, but I don't want to contribute to Ed. I know, but I do. Oh, Pillow Talk. Yeah, I don't like Strikes Back for that, but yeah, I love me. Some peeps on Pillow Talk though. David and Annie, Zoom. Oh, have a Zoom meetup and just invite people. Oh, I guess yeah. I can go off and do a different medium. Yeah, I think there's different mediums. I could do Zoom or whatever. I have something called a Cia account, CYA.com. And I haven't tried it yet, but there's a way to do a live there where I could bring people on and I would have more control over what I can, I think, produce during the live. I could probably do pictures and stuff like that if I wanted, which I mean, I have to really research it, but I had a meeting with them. Remember them kind of showing me, and I attended a live. What they've been doing a lot of is just watching and then commenting. So they did a Grease reunion where they had Dee Dee and stuff like that, and I think they do they'll watch ice skating, and then you can anyway. Tell me if you guys in the comments on this video, tell me if you have any options or if you know anything like that, where I could technically have Lana or whoever do a live. And I'm sure, yeah, it would be offside of YouTube. It'd have to be. I saw a YouTuber just use Skype one time. Huh. See, it means cover your ass. I didn't know that. Okay, Chris, your homework tonight is to research which platform works with YouTube Live. Yeah, see, it wouldn't be a YouTube Live. It would have to be through a different site. I don't know if you want to talk about it, but please tell us about this Inside Edition interview. I love you guys. So yeah, I will. If you want to hear about me talk about Ellen, does anyone here know about this? Thumbs up this situation. So I'm sure there are people who know this, but I worked for years at an organic vegan macrobiotic restaurant when I was younger and a new actress. And as a waitress job, and I would book commercials and leave and come back. And it's in LA, and it was the first organic restaurant in Los Angeles, so it had a lot of people that would come. We had a big mix of people, families. It was kosher, a lot of hardcore kosher peeps, and also a lot of celebrities because it's vegan and organic or whatever. Specifically brunch was a big deal because on Saturday and Sunday, where were you going to get a tofu scramble with tempeh bacon in 2008? This probably happened in 2000, I think 13, 14 though, but even then, it wasn't that easy. Now, Habit Gratitude, you can get it more, but what I'm saying, it was hard. So Ellen came and I served her brunch and everything went well. And then a week later, my managers came to me and were like, did you serve Ellen when she came into brunch the other day? And I said yes. And I was really excited because even though she was kind of weird to me, during the situation, during the actual encounter, I was just in my mind, I had made up a whole goddamn story. And the story was that I was going to be on the show. Ellen already had Ellen's talk show, that I was going to be on the show and do some vegan restaurant fit. Like I'll be a waitress, like, which is what I am. But like maybe I would come out. She just thought I was like nice and funny, and maybe she had to have assumed that I was an actress. Like like it was a really fun waitress. I was really warm and bubbly. So they were like, yeah, no, she wrote an email to the owner of the restaurant at the time, who's not the owner of the restaurant now, and complained about your chip nail polish. And I was like, what? Yeah. Here's the thing. So I feel like I've told the story so many times that like knowing things. Do I think that it's great to have chip nail polish as you're a waitress? Absolutely not. Of course I don't. I'm not a crazy person. It's not like ideal. I wouldn't say go and do it. However, at the time, that's what happened to me. I was like a working person. I had worked closing the night before, and this was brunch the next day. It's called a clopen. Okay. At the same time, basically it's this. At the end of the day, wherever you are in life, there are times in which you serve, and there are times in which you are being served. And the way that, like power dynamics is if you are being served, that's better, usually. You know what I'm saying? So to be like a gracious, kind, warm human, you like don't fuck with the person that's like serving you if they didn't fuck with you and they're like doing their best. And that's like basic level. You layer on top of the fact that like she had to have known I was an actress. You're in LA, you're at like a place, like I'm very bubbly and like that. So you're fucking with someone who you assume is like trying to do the thing that you do so successfully. She served you. She didn't do a bad job. You like thought they were gonna like take away money from her and that it would teach her some lesson. It's the antithesis of anything kind, which is like the bullshit exterior thing that she talks about, right? Be kind, everyone. She's not. So that's what my story is. And it's 100% true. But because I'm in LA and I've been in this situation, like the entertainment business for a second, let me just tell you, it pales in comparison to like the plethora of stories about her. To work for her day to day, like I didn't work for her today. She doesn't know my life, but like, yeah, she did do that. So anyway, so I did a tweet about it. And if you don't know, like Ellen's going through a lot of like fire, whatever, like, because people are like being honest about things that happened. But there was a tweet early on in COVID that was like, tell us a story about Ellen being mean because we know there's a lot and I will donate money to a food bank. So I tweeted about this and I included a link to a stand-up set I did. I've talked about the story since it happened. So like one thing that happens to me when something ridiculous happens to me, like instantaneously I know it's funny. I'm a funny person, right? Like, I mean, in the sense of like I look through the world through a comedic POV. So like the minute that they told me, I was like, not like, oh, I get to tell the story for the rest of my life, but like, this is ridiculous. And I can't wait to tell everybody. It's like the part of the like reference, the like end notes of my life. Those will be one of the stories. Like, it just is. I just had a different situation happen where I was like, oh, that's so ridiculous. It will be something that happened for the rest of my life. But with this one, talked about in stand-up, so I did the link or whatever, and that like got to some media or whatever about this particular story, like, and she did this to this poor waitress. So Inside Edition is like someone who like came and got an interview done, or got like me on tape talking about it. I have like weird like viral moments of my life, but like nothing enough to make me like super famous. But like that's like a weird situation that happened in COVID. Also, like I like was on Family Feud with my cousins and like Monique, who and then like parts of like those clips sometimes go viral or whatever for like different reasons, either because they don't like the question that they asked us or like Monique is hot, so they want to talk about how hot she is. I'm just like there, like feverish and sweaty. Anyway. That is it, you guys. You were on Chelsea Handler years ago, right? Yes, I was. Doesn't feel it. Yeah, it was fun though. At least I got to do that because of like me being funny. Good The Ellen story is not my favorite story because it's like somewhat negative, but it's 100% truthful. So, and I have this like problem where I can't help expressing myself in life and have a unyielding desire to like express specifically my truth. So it's just those two things coupled together make me like talk about everything too much, too much talking about all the things. Speaking of, we're at an hour and 5 minutes. Oh, I love you guys so much. So I'm going to go off and live my life a little bit on this beautiful Friday. And I hope you guys are having fun wherever you are. And by wherever you are, probably your homes. But I hope you and your pod or whoever you're with, or you're going to Zoom call later with like some peeps, like whatever it is, I hope it's fun. I'm happy that you're here with me now. Thank you so much for spending some time with me, these people in this room, and everyone who's liked this video, and of course, all my super chatters. Thank you so much for the generous little tips. I really appreciate it. I know you wouldn't have done like what Ellen did to me if I was a server at a restaurant that was serving you. You would have tipped me. Well, that's what you did. And also my moderators, I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Yes, weren't you in an episode of Superstore? You're right, I do have some other things, Yes, I'm just joking. Yes, I was on that too, honey. Remember when we used to like be able to work and like what was TV like? What's happening here? You guys tell me. Look at my roots. Okay. I love you guys so much. Okay. So if you haven't yet, you can connect with me and talk about stuff that you want to talk about. And if you want to know exactly when I'm going to go live, you can join my Facebook group. It's called Vanity Farah. And I always post I'm going to go live there. You can always follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I am at Chris L. Farah. The L is for lockdown. I'm almost going to like pick a new situation again. That was really close. Sorry about that. And I really appreciate you guys and your attendance here today with me, spending some time with me, gifting me your energy and your spirit. I can't believe it. How lucky I am. Thank you. Truly. Anyway, all right. Take care of yourselves and each other. Stand up for what you believe and make art and self-care and have a good weekend. And thank you. Okay? I'm going to pose.